So finally, we want to be able to use our method of solving a system of linear equations to model situations that involve real world situations. And so this example that I want to work through relates to finance and money. So hopefully it will be of interest to you. So let's say that Jason receives an inheritance of $50,000. His financial advisor suggests that he invest this in 3 mutual funds: a money market fund, a blue chip stock fund, and a high-tech stock fund. So we know the total of all 3 of these investment amounts is going to be equivalent to $50,000. So the advisor estimates that the money market fund will return 5% over the next year, the blue chip fund 9% over the next year, and the high-tech fund 16%. Jason wants a total first-year return of $4,000. So he's going to invest his $50,000 into these 3 accounts, and he wants the return on his investment after 1 year to be equal to $4,000. In addition to that, his financial advisor recommends that in order to avoid excessive risk, he should invest 3 times as much money in the money market fund as in the high-tech stock fund. So we have 3 unknowns here. We don't know how much he's going to invest in each of the 3 funds, the money market, the blue chip, and the high-tech. So we'll call one of those unknowns X, the other Y, and the other Z. We want to set up a system of 3 equations because there are 3 unknowns. So first, we're going to let X, as I said, represent money market amount, Y, the blue chip stock fund amount, and Z, the high-tech stock fund. We know that the total of those investments is $50,000 because that's what he inherited. So X plus Y plus Z has to be equal to $50,000. We also know the rate of return of each of those investments in terms of a percent, and we'll change those to a decimal. And that when we multiply each of those investment amounts by the rate of return for each of them, he wants that return on his investment after 1 year to be equal to $4,000. So we're going to take the rate of return of the money market account and multiply it by X. We're going to take the rate of return of the blue chip stock fund and multiply it by Y. And we're going to take the rate of return of the high-tech stock fund and multiply it by the Z. And then we'll add those together and set it equal to the $4,000 that we want. Okay, so there's our second equation in our system. The third equation comes from knowing that, if we come back here again, he decides to invest 3 times as much in the money market as in the high tech. So the money market is X. He wants to put 3 times Z in that account. Therefore, X has to equal 3Z. There's our third equation in our system. Now it's looking pretty good. It's looking like we're on our way to being triangular, but let's get rid of those decimals in that second equation and let's solve that last equation for Z. So I'm going to multiply everything in the second equation by 100. That will move the decimal points to the ends of their number. Now be careful. 4,000 also has to be multiplied by 100. So I'll have 5x plus 9y plus 16z is equal to 400,000 for my second equation. And what I decided to do in my third equation is just get it equal to 0. Okay, so now we're just going to use our method of, our puzzle method, as I've called it, of converting this to a system of linear equations in triangular form. So what are we going to do with the equation 1 to add it to equation 2 and be able to eliminate the x's? Well, I have a 5x in equation 2. I want a negative 5x in equation 1.